I'll run me back. Another quick lesson. This one right here probably be a little lengthy. I got a lot of scriptures I want to get to. This basically is going into a lesson we did pretty much on the way to camp yesterday. This is a response we did, but I want to get a little more in depth into it because I had a question that was asked to me about smoking marijuana, man. And I believe the guy was pretty sincere. I think he was been following Rastafarian teachers, and I believe that he thought that smoking weed was part of the Bible. In other words, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders. A great millstone taught me this truth. Shalom to you, Akim and Akwaf, that believe and have faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai in these last days. Yeah, like I was saying, I believe he believed that smoking weed was part of being a Hebrew Israelite. Rastafarianism, that's a religion. Being a Hebrew Israelite is a nationality. That's what our true biblical nationality is. Not saying that the Israelites in the ancient world did not smoke, which I'm pretty sure they have pretty much smoked in the ancient world. Also, they said that the Native Americans, which was the northern tribes, smoked in the time of Christopher Columbus. I put it like that, but it wasn't in the time of Christopher Columbus. But basically, before Christopher Columbus came to the Americas. But I just want to get into it. Play a couple of videos and then we get some scriptures. Just going into the benefits of knowing this truth and knowing not to adapt to the world. And this truth is knowing who you are, knowing what this is about, and knowing who our power is. Here we go.
Hey, Dr. Tarla, can smoking marijuana cause harm to the brain?
So that's a great question. And according to the CDC, if you're smoking marijuana in heavy amounts or regularly under the age of 18, it has been known to cause problems with brain development and specifically in areas of memory, learning, and decision making processes. So studies show that people who are smoking marijuana, for example, in middle and high school, do tend to get poorer grades and have difficulty with learning. It's also important to know that when you're smoking marijuana in heavy amounts and or regularly, if you have a predisposition to mental health issues, that means maybe there's genetics for mental health problems, there is a greater likelihood that smoking heavy amounts of marijuana can trigger those mental health issues and in some cases even lead to things like schizophrenia or other psychotic disorders.
Yeah, and the human nature tells you that smoking anything is bad for your health. Because you're damaging your lungs, man. You got to breathe through your lungs, man. You create fluid in your lungs when you smoke. Here's the other video I want to get. It's basically going into kind of like where the tradition of smoking weed, and that's why this is the reason why they push smoking marijuana into pop culture to get the so-called Negroes, Hispanic, and Native Americans to adapt to smoking marijuana, man. That's why they use Snoop Dogg, Wiz Khalifa, and all these superstars to make you accept it more. And that's now all these go back to deities and witchcraft that they put on our people to make them think that when you smoke marijuana, your mind is distorted, man. You can't really think clearly, man. And the herbs the Lord used, and a lot of people say the Lord left the herbs. It was not for us to smoke, man. It was for us to eat, and not in a way to eat to get high. It was to eat to have our health benefits. So I mean, just like mushrooms, people use mushrooms. They eat them as a food in replace of meats, but they also eat mushrooms to stimulate a high. You know what I'm saying? That's just because they got mushrooms don't mean you eat them to get high. Just because like marijuana, you can eat marijuana, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to eat it to get high. In other words. But like I said, it's just a form of witchcraft they use to make our people think, well, you need this to benefit you, man. I'm gonna play this video and get into
Marijuana has actually been used in spiritual religious traditions throughout the ages. and is actually mentioned in numerous sacred texts of world religions. For example, just like you hear about Catholics using wine to commemorate the blood of Christ in communion, there are religions in the world that use cannabis drinks to commemorate the birthdays of their gods. For example, in Hinduism, certain sects of Hinduism called who worship Shiva, one of the gods, on Shiva's birthday, they drink a cannabis drink, and remember. Actually, in some of these religions, they consider the plant itself as a holy object. So that's one example of a religion a long old religion that's integrated marijuana into its traditions. It goes back in the books of Hinduism thousands of years. Other religions that people are familiar with, which are like an offshoot that Hinduism helped to kind of seed, is called Rastafarianism. It's kind of a syncretism between Christianity, indigenous religions, and Hinduism. Was formed in Jamaica and actually New York back in the early part of the 20th century. And in Rastafarianism, they also consider cannabis to be a sacred substance, and they would believe that it helps them to meditate and enter higher levels of consciousness. Really, this phenomenon is found in numerous religious traditions. You'll see it in some Middle East, even in Zoroastrianism, which is a religion that comes from Iran. There's some discussions there, and some people have written books saying that the Bible actually has references to the use of marijuana, and certainly Hebrew or archaeologists in working in what Israel or in Palestine area have found relics that show that marijuana was utilized in those places back into the thousands of years ago. So certainly marijuana has made its way around in spiritual traditions and will probably continue to play a role in spirituality. Probably the origins of our bans on marijuana are related to the religious holy wars that were fought against peoples who used what they were considered to be demon drugs. So, for example, when the Spaniards came to the New World, they saw the Native Americans or the natives using these different types of substances, and they considered it really a form of witchcraft, and did very severe things to them. So there's a religious component to not only the use of marijuana, but to the bans of it as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of bring it out, man, just to give you kind of a brief history of of marijuana through religions. Just because they use marijuana doesn't make it right. And a lot of times, throughout the scriptures, our people was severely punished by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for not following the law, statutes, commandments, and following other gods, man. So when you smoke weed, you're going after another god, man. This is Genesis 1, and I'm just gonna drop down to verse 29. It says, "And the Most High Power said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in thee which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you shall be for meat." And another thing too, man. The marijuana that they use in the ancient world is not the marijuana they use now. The marijuana they use now is a bunch of chemicals, man. And I want to basically make sure I bring across to you that the Lord bless us with herbs for the body for healing. There's different benefits for marijuana to be used for, but not to benefit us for altering our mind, man. Just like I was saying about mushrooms, man. Even animals, they even got I know Mike Tyson came out and said you can lick a toad and get a high as well. So we're not to get high to alter our mindset, man. That ain't what the Lord blessed us with these the benefits of herbs for. It's for the nourishment of our bodies to keep us from being sick. And we're gonna get this scripture about it being a pharmakia. Also, the seeds, the marijuana that you get now don't produce seeds. They don't. The marijuana it doesn't produce any seeds, man. All of it's basically chemicals, man. GMO chemicals that you're smoking into your lungs to give you a high that is not benefiting your body, man. It's not benefiting to your spirit. verse 30 says, and every beast of the let me start at verse 29 again. It says, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat, and to every beast of the earth, and to every fowl of the air, and to everything that creepeth upon the earth, wherein there is life. I have given every green herb for meat. See, it was given to you for meat to eat. Like I said, some people like may make different what you call edibles and shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not saying well you supposed to get you can't smoke it to get high. This is eat it to get high. I'm not saying that. This is what the Lord is saying. I'm saying that your Lord said you can eat it. I have given you every green herb for meat. And it was so. So the Lord blessed us with all the herbs to eat. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say, well, you can eat it. And you can eat it to get high. That shouldn't be on your mind to get high. You're supposed to be serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushua if you're in the truth. That should be the last thing on your mind, man, to worry about if you can eat it to get high. This is Genesis 2, and I'm going to start at verse 4. It says, these are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power made the earth and the heavens. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. For Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. So basically, the Lord put everything was in the earth, man. All, if you could say marijuana, mushrooms, all the different mushrooms, everything was blessed by the Lord on the earth. But like I said, keep iterating, man, was for meat for us to eat, to keep our bodies healthy. But there went up a mist from the earth and the water and watered the whole face of the ground. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power formed every man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So basically, it's going into the Lord blessed everything on the earth, man, and everything man became a living soul. But He blessed the herbs into the ground for the nourishment of our body. Like He said, you come from the ground, you're gonna go back into the ground, man. So basically, we are just iterating that we are of the ground, and the Lord blessed us with these benefits from the earth to continue to bless us on the earth. This is Genesis, drop down to verse 15. Genesis 2 and verse 15, it says, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power. No, I didn't want to get that. That ain't going into. It's like I'll read it. It says, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power took the man and put him in the garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. So the Lord blessed Adam to, in the garden to bless it and keep it. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushua power commanded the man, saying, of every tree in garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And that's going into the different philosophies and doctrines that was on the earth at that time. But it's not talking about the herbs the Lord bless us with. And a lot of people try to pull the scripture saying that Salakia. This is 1 Corinthians 10. And I'm going to start at verse 31, man. Just get the point of verse 31. And I'm going to try to kind of rapid fire these scriptures, man, just to get all of them in there. It says, where therefore ye eat or drink or whatsoever ye do it all to the glory of the Most High power. So we'll be doing everything we should be doing for the glory of the Most High power. if you're coming into this truth, you shouldn't be worrying about if I can smoke weed or not. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to have your mind set on getting out of this system, man. Getting out of judgment, man. Of Yahweh Shem Shah. You shouldn't be worried about if I can smoke weed, if that's gonna be good for my body, if the Lord gonna bless me if I smoke. No, man, that should be the last thing you should be thinking about, man. Because great judgment coming up on 2/3 of our people, man. And you're gonna be considered a 2/3 in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Shah if you are, you know what I'm saying, if you smoking weed, man. And we're gonna get the scriptures, man. We're gonna get the scriptures because these things you can't. I'm not making up. This is all the Lord's will, man. And He put men to teach us these things. It's like the apostles and elders of Great Millstone on down taught me these things. I want to continue to teach these things to people that believe and have faith in Yahweh Shem Shah just as well as I do. This is Colossians 3, and I'm just going to get the point in verse 17. It says, "And whatsoever ye do in the word or deed, do all in the name of Yahweh Shem Shah power. Give thanks to the Most High power and the Father by Him." So you do everything for the Lord, man. You shouldn't be nothing in your will that you want to do, man. Ultimately, the will of Yahweh Shem Shah is what we should be doing. But nothing we should be like, oh man, I want to do this, I want to try this, man. We should be focused on Yahweh Shem Shah, man. Everything we do in the flesh needs to be for the Lord, man, because He's the ultimate judge. This is 1 Corinthians 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 11. It says, and such were some of you, but ye were washed, but ye are sanctified, but ye are justified in the name of Yahweh Shem Shah power, and by the Spirit of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that goes clearly into us, man. We are washed by the Lord. We are sanctified by the Lord in His name, man. We call on the name of Yahweh Shem Shah, which is holy, man. Everybody's not going to be able to call on the Lord, man, in a day of judgment. So you want to be firm in this truth, man. You want to be able to escape the judgments of Yahweh Shem Shah. And I should have started up a little bit, but I don't want to make the lesson too long. It says, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. So you think with everything is able to be done, you know what I'm saying? Because you feel like, well, it ain't got a law written, just don't smoke. It ain't going to tell you, the Lord ain't going to come out. The scriptures ain't going to say, don't smoke marijuana, don't eat mushrooms to get high. They ain't going to say that, man. So you got to be mindful of the Lord in the way He is bringing out this information, man. You can't be trying to overthink the Lord or think you getting under because it don't have a law written saying don't smoke weed, don't eat mushrooms, don't lick toes, like Mike Tyson said, don't lick toes to get high. It's not going to say that, man. Verse 12 again says, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. So you don't want to be brought under the power of anything, man. Because a lot of these things in the ancient world, they was burning incense to Baal, man. And these incense, they would, I can't say exactly they was burning incense like smoking, but I'm pretty sure, man. That's a form of burning incense, man, of smoking, man. Because you incense, the only thing you're doing is taking the incense, just burning the smoke. The smoke goes up to the Yahweh Shem Shah. It says, meat for the belly, and the belly for meats, but power shall destroy them. But power shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication, but for Yahweh Shem Shah. See, our bodies are not for fornication, man. Worshiping other gods, man. And smoking and doing these things that are not lawful to Yahweh Shem Shah is going after another god, man. You're basically lining yourself up with the world. It says, and power hath both raised up Yahweh Shem Shah, and will also raise up us by His own power. Know ye not that our bodies are the members of the most of Hamashiach? See, our bodies are holy unto Yahweh Shem Shah, man. We can't do it. Once you come into this truth and you know you know the name of Yahweh Shem Shah, your whole mindset should change. Doing wickedness shouldn't be in your mind at all, man. That's the last thing you want to do, man. Because the judgment of Yahweh Shem Shah is coming, man. It is coming. It says, shall I then take the members of Hamashiach and make them the members of an harlot? So that's like going in church, man. You going to church, well, I can smoke weed today, man. The only thing I got to do, the pastor told me, the only thing I got to do is tell the Lord, forgive me, and he'll forgive me. This ain't that, man. This, being a Hebrew Israelite is not Christianity. If you want to worship Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, you have to put your whole trust in the Lord, man. That's one of the 10 Commandments, man. It's not, you can't be on the fence. In other words, you can't. Well, I'm gonna do it today and then tomorrow. No, man. This is a one-way road, man, and you can't turn around. If you turn around, it's ultimately death, man. The nuclear missile food, man. It's ultimately death. It says, 15 again. It says, "Know ye not that your bodies are the members of Hamashiach? Shall I then take the members of Hamashiach and make them the members of an harlot?" So you're gonna change what the Lord bless you with, man, to get this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and turn into a harlot. It says, "Power forbid." It said, no, man, you don't do that. You stay on the straight and narrow path, man, because the Lord chose you to get this truth, man, and everybody else ain't gonna be able to get it, man. It says, "What? Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body?" So if you join to a harlot, you that's you. Like I said, that you know what I'm saying, that straight narrow gate, man, that straight narrow path to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. So if you join into a harlot, man, you're not joined to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is one body. If you join to the world, you join to an harlot, man. It says, "What? Now ye not," he said, "Know ye not that he which is joined to an harlot is one body? For two, saith he, shall be one flesh." That's when you get married. You know, you become one flesh, man. So when you do, man, this is another tie. I ain't gonna need to touch on that, man. But that's a little deeper. But he says, "But he that is joined unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is one spirit," man. And that's why they call liquor, alcohol, spirits, man, because it also puts spirits on you, man. So the Lord bless with things to have a good time, I would say. And but you have a limit, man. You have the Lord put a cap on fun, in other words. So you can drink so much before you actually drunk. You know what I'm saying? And I mean being pissy drunk where you can't walk them. You know what I'm saying? You done seen people drunk. You know what I'm saying? He gave us a limit, man, like food, man. He gave you a limit before you're gluttonous. You know when your limit is, man. So, you know what I'm saying? You have to be mindful of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, being one spirit with the Lord, man. So it's things you can do, but you can't overdo it, in other words, man. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is not going to let you get away with, well, I'm going to smoke a little bit and then I won't get as high. No, man. You have to give it up, man. You got to give it up for the Lord, man. And it's a great thing to give up these things for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It says, "Flee fornication. Every sin that man doeth is without the body, but he that committeth fornication sinneth against his own body." See that? It says, "What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit?" See, our bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit, man. So you telling me you want to smoke to and not get the Holy Spirit? The Lord basically put the Spirit on you to know right from wrong. It says, what know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, which is in you, which ye have of power, and ye are not your own." So the Lord telling you, man, you are not your own, man. So your mindset got to change, man. Because ultimately, you going back into the world, man. You're gonna be judged with the world. Because the Lord, we got this scripture about the Lord is not friends with the world, man. It says, "For ye are bought with a price." So the Lord bought us with a price, man. The hopeful elect, not 2/3 of our people, the hopeful elect was bought with a price. And ultimately, if you're smoking and continue to smoke, man, you're a 2/3, man. It says, "For ye are bought with a price. Therefore glorify Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua in your body." So our spirits is a living, we are a holy instrument for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. It says, "Therefore glorify the Most High power in your body and in your spirit, which are powers." So we worshiping the Lord in our spirit and in our body, man, which is the Lord's, man. So we basically giving ourselves back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, being a living sacrifice for the Lord, man. You know, so I can't speak for everyone, but I pray that I'm doing the right thing in the name and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, because we're not going to get a second chance, man, to get it right. And time is coming where the mercy doors are closing, man. The Lord ain't gonna have mercy on you if you don't want to believe what the prophets and the teachers and the apostles, elders of Great Millstone on down are preaching to you, and you don't want to believe in that, and you just want to do your own thing. Well, it ain't a law saying you can't smoke. Cause I had a Jake today talking about it's not in the law saying you can't smoke, but I gave him the scripture that you can't smoke in Galatians. We're gonna get that. We're gonna get that, man. But he didn't want to see it. He said, you making up your own doctrine. No, man. No, sirree. This is not of our own. It says, this is Romans 13:1. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of the Most High. So no power is no power but of the Most High power. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High power. So the Lord ordained the teachers and the apostles and elders on down to teach you, man, right from wrong. He said, whosoever resisteth the power, resisted the ordinance of the Most High power. So you resisting. If you don't want to believe that we're telling you that you can't get high, you can't alter your mindset, then you resisting what was ordained by the Most High power. He says, whoso therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High power. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation. So you're going to receive to yourself damnation if you don't want to believe that you cannot smoke, man. And you don't want to continue to smoke. Go ahead, man. Be Charleston White, man. Be Charleston White. He love to smoke and talk shit and talk shit about people. Be like him, man. I guarantee his missile he gonna be great. He gonna be a great fuel for the fire, man. In verse 3 it says, "For rulers are not a terror of good works." So the rulers that are above you in the spirit are not rulers of terror of good works, man. So we trying to bless you to make it as well, man. It's like I said, I was taught from my apostles and elders on down a Great Millstone, on down to the brother now, man. You know what I'm saying? They taught me, and I could see it clearly through the scriptures, man. And I believe and have faith in Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. And that's all it took. But if you want to wrestle with the men of the Lord and say, well, this, that, man, you're gonna be damn. You basically making yourself receive damnation, man. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil. Wilt thou then not be afraid of the power? Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. So if you doing what if you doing and following what we're teaching you, then you're gonna have praise of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, Lord willing, the same way we have it, man. For he is the minister of the Most High power to thee for good. So we are ministers of the Lord to good to you, man. Man, that's crazy, man. He says, but if thou do that which is evil, be afraid. So if we told you and ministering to you what is good and what is evil, and you doing evil, and you say, well, you brush us off and you continue to do evil, he said, be afraid. For he beareth not the sword in vain, for he is the minister of the Most High power, and revengeth and executed wrath upon him that doeth evil. So it's going into Esau Edom, man. The Lord bless Esau Edom to punish us, man, for doing wicked, man. So that's why you see all these brothers that get blown away and different things like that, different judgments they've come. But we ministering you to escape the judgment of Esau Edom, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua ultimately, but he's going to use Esau Edom to bring these judgments on you. We're blessing you with this word, this knowledge and understanding for you to escape the judgment, man. And that's all it's about, man. We ain't trying to get no vain glory, trying to chastise you just because we don't want you to have a good time and get high. Man, that's crazy, man. We trying to make sure you blessed to make it this as well as we are, man. This is 1 Peter 2, and I'm dropping down to verse 13. It says, submit yourselves to every ordinance of man for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua's sake, whether it be to the king as supreme, or unto governors as unto them that are sent by him for the punishment of evildoers, and for the praise of them that doeth well. It says, for so is the will of the Most High Power, that with well doing ye may be ye may put in silence the ignorance of foolish man. And that's what we doing, man. We putting the ignorance of foolish man away, man. Because we don't want you might discourage another brother that's, you know what I'm saying, trying to get off of smoking. And you might make him think, well, okay, it's okay, man. It's no scripture saying you cannot smoke. No, man. We got to stomp out all your ignorance, man, because you might be the lead a brother to damnation when he was truly trying to get right with the Lord, man. So we're gonna stomp on anything you say that goes against you, how about Shem Shah, because we know for a fact, man, smoking marijuana is wicked, man. This is Romans 12. I got the little. I'm gonna get down to the point, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High Power, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice. So we got to present our bodies as a living sacrifice unto Yahweh Shem Shah, not to ourselves, man. You want to give your flesh more praise and honor than the Most High, because you're not making yourself a living sacrifice for the Lord. You know what I'm saying. These brothers that smoking don't want to be holy. So and then I had a Jake tell me that you making it a doctrine. No, man. So I asked him. I said, so you believe that the Most High gonna come down here and all the wickedness and stuff that's going on, and he got a group of brothers just getting high, smoking weed, talking about, yeah, man, your house shot coming for everybody, man. What's the point of being a 2/3 then, man? He was 2/3. Then you trying to take up for somebody that's smoking weed, which is wicked. He says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High Power, that ye present yourselves a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High Power, which is your reasonable service. So we supposed to present ourselves a living sacrifice, holy to the Lord, man. That's our reasonable service. That's what we supposed to be doing, man. It ain't, you know what I'm saying, you want to make somebody feel bad because they can't do this. No, man, this is a cutthroat thing, man. You either smoke weed and die. If that's what you desire to do, that's what you want to give your life for, man, then do it. But we're telling you can't do it. And if we're telling you if you do it, you might be you might be in that, yeah, you might get put in a FEMA camp. You don't know what the Lord judgment. The Lord said was in Jeremiah 15:1. It says he got 4 judgments, man. 4 kinds of death. So we trying to warn you not to taste death, man. You know what I'm saying? By the will and power you have by Shem Shah, it ain't what we're slated to do. We don't know for a fact, but at least if you understand and follow the Yahweh by Shem Shah, you might be exempt from. You're gonna be exempt from judgment, like in Ezekiel 9. This is James 4, and I'm gonna start at verse 3. It says, ye asked and received not, because ye asked in the midst that ye may consume it upon your lust. So you don't want to know. You know what I'm saying? We trying to give you the truth, and you consuming it on your own lust, man. We telling you can't do it, but you consuming it on your own lust. Let me go back up to the top. It says James 4, and I'm gonna start at 1. It says, from whence cometh wars and fighting among you? Come ye not hence, even of your lust, that the war in your members. So you warn your members trying to, you know what I'm saying, smoke, which like I said, we continue to tell you can't smoke, man. You say you warning your members. It says, least lust and have not. It says, ye lust and have not. Ye kill and desire to have and cannot obtain. Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not. So you warn your members, not wanting to be rebuked or to understand that this is what the Lord will for us is. Because you know what I'm saying? I done heard plenty of lessons going into you can't smoke, man. That's just simple and plain, man. It ain't even a debate about it, man. The human nature even let you know that you shouldn't be smoking. It says, verse 3, it says, ye ask and receive not because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your own lust. You ask, you don't want nobody to tell you can't do it, man. Because you're doing it out of your own lust, not out of your how about Shem Shai. You're doing it for your own lust, man. This is Galatians 5, and I'm going to get the point in verse 19. It says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these. See, the works of the flesh. It says, adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lavish, slakia, tongue twister for me. Lasciviousness, adultery, witchcraft, hatred, violent, variance, mutilations, wrath, strife, sedition, heresies, envy, murderers, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that ye which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High Power. So if you're doing these things, you're not going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High Power. Now let's get this word, and this is witchcraft. Let me get it so I can make sure you understand that I ain't just coming up with it. This is witchcraft G 5331, which goes into pharmakia. I'm letting them pronounce it.
Strong's G 5331. Pharmakia.
And it goes down to this. I don't even got to read no more. It says the use or the administrating of drugs. So if you alter in any way, you're making it a drug, man. Pharmakia, poisoning. So when you smoke it, you're poisoning. Sorcery, magical arts. So people are, man, they use this for all kind of witchcraft and different things, man. Often found in connection with idolatry, like I said, burning incense to Baal, and fostered by it. Metaphor, the deceptions and seditions of idolatry. So it goes into sorcery, witchcraft, man. You making a drug, you making that drug witchcraft, man. Magic. And a lot of things, I seen a video just a while ago, man, where the guy over in the small hatter made something go into the smoke. They was burning a bonfire, man. He made something go into smoke, man. So the smoke is it's something heavy about smoke, man. Is with the witchcraft they use in heavy witchcraft, man. But you see that this witchcraft sorcery is what it's used for, man. Pharmakia, drug, to use or to administrating of drugs. Pharmakia, man. So we know right now in the present time they call marijuana drugs. I didn't make it up, man. They call it drugs. This is 1 Corinthians. And I got so many scriptures wrote, and I ain't going to get to all of them, man, because I'm beating a dead horse, man. Because I believe the point has been made, but I'm going to get a couple more just to top it off, so it won't be no way around this. This is 1 Corinthians 3, and I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, know ye not that our, Know ye not that ye are the temples of the Most High Power, and that the Spirit of the Most High Power dwelleth in you? So the Lord dwelleth in us, man. We have to clean our temples, man, for the Lord to dwell in us, man. If any man defile the temple of the Most High Power, him shall power destroy. So if you destroy your temple, man, the Lord gonna destroy you, man. For the temple of the Most High Power is holy, which temple ye are. So we are holy, man, unto Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Which temple we are, man. We are the temples of the Most High Power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. This is Romans, and I'm just gonna kind of continue to just push these scriptures out real quick, man, to basically I'm just going through my list in the scripture, other scripture I ain't touched on. Let's get this real quick. Ephesians 5. I'll make 2 more and I'll be done. Ephesians 5, and I'm going to get the point in verse 17. It says, therefore be ye not unwise, but understanding that the will of the what the will of the Most High Power is, and be not drunken with wine wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit. So we don't supposed to take so much on, man. You get excessive drinking and shit, man, but you trying to, you know what I'm saying, excessive in the flesh. You trying to please your flesh more than Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Let me give one more, man. I'm gonna end it, man. Romans 14. Point right quick at 23. It says, and he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. So if you want to come into this truth and you don't believe in the Yahweh Bashem Yahushua that we shouldn't smoke, you damned if you eat, man. In that time we're coming into, man, you're damned in yourself, man, because the Lord set up the will that he will have us to do. And you're going to be damned when you eat when that famine come, man. You're going to be, man, out there, man, because the Lord is not going to be with you. You're not going to be covered, in other words, because you didn't believe in the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And he that doubteth is damned if he eat, because he eateth not of faith. So you're not eating this truth with faith, man. You're doing it on your own flesh. For whatsoever is not of faith is sin. So you talking about it's not a sin to do it because it's not transgressing the law. I gave you 2 main scriptures. But if you're not doing the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, it is a sin, man. We read it now. Let me read it one more time. It says, he that doubteth is damned if he eat. And this goes into a spiritual tone, man, to this, man, because when we go into these scriptures, we eating Yahweh Bashem Yahushua because he is the word. He says, because he eateth not by faith. So we eating the scriptures and eating Yahweh Bashem Yahushua by faith. We doing everything we doing is by faith, man. It's not by our own merits, man. Not by our own flesh. We do nothing by the flesh, man. It says, he eateth not of faith. So you're eating the scriptures not by faith, man. You don't believe in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. If you think you can smoke weed and all that shit, man, you don't believe in the Lord, man. It says, for whatsoever is not of faith is sin. So whatever's not by faith is sin, man. So you sinning against Yahweh Bashem Yahushua when you don't believe that the word that he gave us through the scriptures is not his, man. You don't have any faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And I'm gonna get one more, man. One more. And that's it. I think I proved the point, man. But if there's a scripture I missed or somebody, you know what I'm saying, poke hole at it, I want to make sure I kind of crack you over the head with every scripture I can possibly get to. Let you know, man, this is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Ezekiel 44, I'm just get the point in 23. It says, and they shall teach my people the difference between the holy and profane. And that's us, man, the men of the Lord. We teach you the difference between what's holy and what's profane, and cause them to discern between the unclean and the clean. So we telling you what's clean and what's unclean, man. Smoking weed is not clean, man. Getting high, alter your mindset is not clean. So, I mean, I'm going to end it there, man. Lord willing was edifying, man. Shalom. Shalom.